the album concept hour. The album concept hour. It's the album concept hour.
Yeah. So, welcome back to the album concept hour, everybody. We are on episode 195. If you're paying attention to that sort of thing,
Almost 200.
Yeah,
Almost
200.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. But
No
you
big
know,
deal.
we're trying
We're
to
shaking it off.
shaking it up, trying to do some, update the format a little bit. When we're coming up to 200.
They are a changing.
And times they are changing.
Are we going to go
I'm
electric?
gonna cut that. What?
Oh, we're going electric.
We're going. Yeah.
Going so electric they'll be able to see our faces.
Yeah, exactly. Like the scene. So yeah, we're here to talk about Charli XCX's new album Brat. If you're here for that just came out this month, or well, last month, I guess, when this is going to come out. We're just going to miss June, unfortunately. But Charli XCX came out with a really interesting, I would say, concept album called Brat. And previously, I didn't know anything about Charli XCX besides that she started around the MySpace days. But I've been thoroughly enjoying her discography. And what we'll do actually first, we'll do our what are we listening to and plugs. But I'll say, like, let me know what you know of Charli XCX before this as you're doing that. So what do you think of this, as far as I'm trying to figure out a theme for this section. So we'll have you guys give me a little input live on the show here. So here's one, So yeah, that's a brand new one that we've never used before. And
you hear it here first.
It's the first time we've ever played that. What do you guys think of that one? Is that
Isn't that your wiki one? Wait, what?
I mean,
I think that was an excellent track.
I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, John.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. You think that's a cool one? Yeah.
That's
Good segue, a little segment here.
Yeah.
I approve of this segment.
But I also have, if we want something else, something a little different, we got this.
It can tell if like an SNES game was starting
Not too
somewhere.
shabby.
What?
It sounds like a Super Nintendo game starting.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's from a keyboard from that era,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Then we'll go around. We'll find out what everyone's been listening to and what they have to, what they've been listening to or watching, or what do you think of our Charli XCX? Have you heard it? Have you not heard it? What's your pop music take? Go, Dave.
All right, hot seat. Here we go. I've not heard much of anything of Charli XCX. I think I've heard the name mentioned. I'm not sure if I actually heard a track prior to sitting down the other day and listening to this, but
yeah, I
would say out of a 1 out of 5, I gave it a good solid almost 4. I enjoyed it. It was a pretty
okay.
It was great. It was poppy. There are tracks like I think it's supposed to be more like a throwback, like her early days, but it definitely had like a her early 20s feel to a lot of the tracks. So.
Yeah,
I had like weird memories of like going to the bars when I was like 21. Like, yeah, there's like weird flashbacks, but no, I enjoyed it. It was a solid track.
Yeah.
Solid album, I should say.
Nice. And what else have you been listening to lately?
A lot of Lucero. They actually are playing tomorrow night in town at the Sylvie.
Okay, so you're
I'm
getting ready
because I hate that venue.
Sylvie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not a fan.
No.
Yeah.
But they're great. They're like country punk, alt country, alt rock. They're out of Memphis. Been playing for about 25 years.
Okay.
First time I saw them, it was the AV Undercover, the YouTube series they would do for like a bands covering other bands' music.
Yeah.
They came in and did some David Bowie, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I just started like paying attention to them.
Yeah.
And just loved. It's a mood, like the vocals. It's just I don't know. It's once you put an album on, like you can't stop. You just kind of get sucked into it. So
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of them this week when I saw they're going to be in town and trying to decide if I'm going to. They're not even the headliner, so maybe you just quit going and once they're done, just head home. I don't know.
All right. Well,
But
future
highly
Brad,
suggest-
put that on a playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a note to myself. Nice. Okay. That sounds like a good time. What about you, John? What have you been watching or listening to? And Charli XCX, any knowledge of this?
I think I'm a little more probably knowledgeable than Brad, or not Brad, Dave, because I know I've heard her and I know she's been on. It's a very Z104 album, so I'm sure I've heard her.
Yeah.
She's been around, she's on stuff.
Damn it. Sorry.
Ears like to do that. But I'm with Dave. I'd give it a 4.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's got that classic pop theme stuff,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not bad. Otherwise,
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's a pop album,
Yeah,
But and I really did like this one track. I think the song that it makes me think of is like there's this song from the 2000s, like "Good Girls Go Bad," and it's just it's like that's like the same kind of like back club beat
Yeah.
to like their chorus. I don't know. It's probably
Okay.
from the 2000s. Anyways,
Probably. We'll see if we can figure it out while we're having the discussion.
yeah. But otherwise, I've just been listening to a lot of country lately. Little Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah. That's true.
That
We'll have to do that
Rich
triple
Man
feature
Over
sometime.
Richmond song that's been playing a lot at the job site.
Oh, right. That's one of those.
People love that.
Yeah,
Hicks
people
love
really
that.
enjoy that track.
Yeah,
Some people like it for
talking
some
about
sketchy reasons.
their sorrows,
Yeah. And my soul.
Was it the one that
dollar ain't
Ooh,
shit.
was it the one with the recent video like in the front of the courthouse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with you now.
I mean, it's taking tax politicians, but not
He's
businesses.
got one of
which is
him
my
in the
main-
woods with his guitar too.
Yeah.
He's really trying to appeal to that.
Got
demographic.
Everyday man.
Got himself on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Making the rounds.
And otherwise, watch the ending of Dark Matter. It was good.
All right.
It was good.
All right.
Dark Matter is a good series. A very good multiverse series thing.
Okay.
Real crazy stuff, but a good ending.
Dark Matter. All right.
It's on Apple TV.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it. That's one of the few that I don't. I don't have a
Subscribe to.
friend's
There's
thing
not much
logged in.
to be honest with you. I mean, there's good shows, but nothing like real striking. But this was good.
Okay.
This was good.
All right. As far as my relationship with Charli XCX is that I remember seeing her back in the MySpace days coming up. I wasn't into pop at all at that point, so I ignored it. And she does have a few songs that you might recognize, like Boom Pow. Hold on. What is it called? I'm gonna edit this. This is what people will be able to see actually, though.
In the live version.
If we create the live version of this this podcast, you'll be able to see
You
me
sons of
looking
bitches.
up.
You have just
stuff.
perfect heads of hair for that.
Riveting.
I am.
Thank
I
you.
am balding like.
Thank
a
you,
son
John.
of a bitch.
I appreciate that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Get a nice cowboy hat like Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
it's a big hat.
you'll recognize this probably immediately.
It's funny.
Listen
Oh,
up.
after
I
this.
advise you
Oh
trying to
no,
find
it's an
better
ad.
money.
Oh, no.
I
Listen,
recognize
who's got the
U.S.
best of the best
Cellular. I
deals?
think they're my
Peggy,
carrier.
Yeah,
you monitor our
they're
projected
skip
data
ad.
usage.
Oh man, why are they
Skip it.
advertising to
There
me?
you go.
They don't need to.
Oh yeah.
This song.
Oh yeah. I knew it.
Yeah.
C104.
Yep.
Boom clap straight to your heart.
Hold on, where is it?
Sound of my heart, the beat goes on and on and on and on. Yep. I knew it. This is probably what I was
Yep.
thinking about too.
Yep,
I
yep.
bet she use
be.
this beat.
It could be. Yeah, I don't know her.
Son.
I don't know her catalog well enough to
Knew
know
it.
if. Yeah. So
Thank you.
she has had a few number one hits.
It has,
You know what I mean?
It reminds me a
She's a
lot
pop
of
star.
Lady Hawk, just like the lot of like that
Okay.
background beat and the vocal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and this is like kind of before she took the turn into hyperpop, though. That's the thing. She had like a point where she was, just pop, and then a point where she was hyperpop. Oh, as far as what I've been listening to,
Is there a space between pop and hyperpop?
Yes.
yes, we'll get to it.
It's not,
Cool.
It's not big.
But yeah, so I've been listening
there's
to,
a space.
obviously some hyperpop that comes after. I always listen to a few tracks after an album is done and see
It's-
what the algorithm
it's
throws
like-
at me.
It's like the same kind of space between metal and death metal.
Yeah, that's
or,
not a
or
bad,
even some lighter death
not a
metal at
bad
the very
comparison.
least. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
not a bad comparison.
It's always that,
Yeah,
but it's a little.
I don't think there's like a
little
cool
harder
name.
on the pop
Yeah.
end. You know.
yeah. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of this, a lot of the other albums of Charli XCX. Like I listened to Pop 2 because one of her posts said that Pop 2 is the closest sonically to her this record. And she had like a more punky record. She's kind of goes all over the map with the pop music. So that's what I've been listening to. And I've been keeping up with the Star Wars thing. The 5th episode's pretty good.
The Acolyte?
It's better than the previous couple episodes, I'll say.
I haven't seen the new one.
Previous few episodes were 3 and 4 were a little boring. But that's what we've been listening to and what we've been watching and all that. And we can talk over this. We don't have to just sit.
This is
Man,
great
This
elevator
is a
music.
conversational. Yeah, exactly.
Man, you got to tell us these rules. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, so that's our first segment that we always do on the podcast. So as we were saying, though, Charli XCX had a journey from pop to hyperpop, and part of the reason she got into hyperpop is this person named Sophie that was the kind of main producer in those hyperpop circles. Like she was the one that
She was
kinda
it.
created the sound, but tragically she fell off of a 3-story roof
Damn, son.
in 2021 and passed.
Rest
so
in peace.
there's a couple references to Sophie in the album. There's one song that is completely dedicated to Sophie. Sophie's presence is kind of all over this project. That's one person that we need to point out for this discussion. And then she has had a few albums that kind of have this feel, but none of them go this far into this bratty hyperpop character
As much
this
as the
one.
Brat.
Yeah. This is
Is it brattier than the Brat?
She is
The
she
Brat?
is personifying brat
singer.
pop, which
Is
is
it
there's a
called
singer
Da Brat?
called Da Brat?
Yeah.
She should have had him on one of the tracks.
She should have
I
had her.
didn't know that. I would have prepared a joke of some kind if I
Man.
knew about the Brat. Yeah, would have prepared a clip. So she is playing this kind of brat character in the 2 music videos that are out, 360 and Van Dutch. She is being really intense and just kind of she's walking
Aggressive.
around. She's aggressively posturing and doing fashion-y kind of moves. And while she's doing aggressive shit, at the airport one, she's beating up the cameraman basically.
I mean, if you're stuck in the airport at 3 a.m, you probably want to go crazy too. So
That's true. Yeah.
No
I mean,
fault
I've been
to her.
there. I've been
Who hasn't?
there. Don't get me started on airports and airplanes.
Brad's
Dave.
gonna start going aggressive and
Yeah. my ears start smoking. So she has this before, she's always wanted to be a pop star. She's got involved when she was very young, much like Lorde, who is another person we'll talk about a lot in this episode. the other thing you need to know is she constantly gets compared to Lord because they have similar hairstyles and they're similar heights and or whatever. You know what I mean?
It'd be hard picking out a lineup.
Yeah, and she gets a little insecure about that, and she opens up about being insecure about that. But we'll get there. There's a lot to go over with Brat, so we'll just jump right
tracks.
in. There's 15 tracks, so we'll do maybe like a 8 and 7 type of situation here.
Those are good numbers.
Yeah. So here is 360, the first single from this. First. I don't know. I think there was actually a couple of singles before this. I was about to lie to you guys. Here's 360. Sorry.
Recognize that set the tone is my design and it's stuck in your mind. Legacy is undebated. You gon' jump if AG made it. If you love it, if you hate it, I don't fucking care what you think. Drop down, yeah. The camera flash on. So stylish. Liberty is all gone. Drop down, yeah.
Yeah. That's 360. And one thing about this whole album release was all of the different like social media stuff that was like, released into the different places. Like the reason that I became aware of this is, literally scrolling through Instagram and the algorithm got me with this one. But
Man,
like
got
it
you
was
good.
also really good. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? I don't listen to pop music a lot. What? This is cool though. It was kind of like, it felt kind of like punk rock for pop music, and just the way she was like acting, and she's acting like a brat in the music videos and stuff, and the fashion and all that. But it's she released these like different clips from the music video that worked really well on like a vertical format. They have a bunch of internet it girls in the music video. So like they're all sitting around a table discussing who's going to be the next internet it girl.
What are you going to the Fire Fest? Are they influencers?
They're influencers to an extent. I think
Nice.
some of them are singers. I think some of them are just like TikTok celeb people or whatever. I'm too old to
The
understand.
current celebrity.
Yeah. So they're like, and some of them she actually does hang out with. But yeah, they're basically like, they interrupt her while she's starting the music video, and they're like, wait, we have to, have this meeting and decide who's going to be the next it girl. So then you can do your music video. And then they pick the waitress that's standing there, and they're trying to explain to her how to be like suave and fashion-y and
Suave.
stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we'll put a link to
Just
the
have
music video in the
the
description.
face like blue steel and just stare at the camera.
Pretty much, it's a lot of blue steel. It's a lot of blue steel in the 360 music video.
This is
yeah.
a really good opener for the album, though. It really shows what she's going to be doing,
Yeah.
where she's going with it.
Yeah. It's very bubblegummy.
Yeah.
Like she feels like a brat. She feels like,
It is
she's-
Z104 for us.
Well, what I like about it is it's got the cockiness that like rap music has, where she's like, I'm the best. Everyone knows it. Everyone's always trying to, take my style. And that's like some of the things that we'll get to in this discussion, is like she does have these not really beefs with other artists, but like she's one of the like people that popularized hyperpop, and there are a lot of people that use its aesthetics without like giving credit to where it came from or whatever, which is kind of a bit of the contention.
That seems to happen with any kind of genre after it kind of gets rolling. Like,
yeah.
only the majority of people are like, this is great. Then there's always like the outliers, like, no, it's from this, and you trailer back. There's the whole history of like how it.
Yeah, like this is how they found out how to make this. They went over to somewhere else and they were like, "Ooh, this is interesting." Colonizing music and whatnot. But Julia Fox is also in this. Is apparently a fashion icon, and because like one of the some of the lyrics are like bumping that beat like Julia, or I'm so Julia is what she says. That's right. So yeah, she's referencing her friends, people from her label, which is PC Music, especially in the next track. And just this is this track kind of reminds me of like a good intro to a rap album. It's got a lot of bravado. It really sets the tone for the rest of the album really well. And
it's a real club banger.
Yeah. And what's fun is like it's kind of like this I don't know how much they're making fun of the fashion industry and the pop machine, but like it's kind of like a critique on that. I think is a bit of what the concept is in general, but yeah, this next track we got for you is a real hyperpop like banger called Club Classics.
Club classics. Yeah, I wanna dance with me. I wanna dance to AG. I wanna dance with George. I wanna dance to Sophie. I wanna dance to Hub Mo. Play the track fast, not slow. Pull it back twice, let's go. Sweat marks all on my coat. Tight like my kind of flow. Yeah, I wanna be blinded by the lights, lights.
I'm gonna start a new genre pop, Brad. It's gonna be ludicrous pop.
Ludicrous pop. And it's only samples of Ludacris allowed in different mix-ups. Chopped up Ludacris.
But very fast.
But so fast.
So fast you only know it's Ludacris.
Yeah. You can't even tell.
That would be
cool.
it be ludicrously fast?
It would be.
Ludicrous speed, but that's ludicrous. But yeah, that one, like, it really, like, she just gives you kind of a 1-2. The first track is like, this is very poppy, but
tease you up, and then
could just be like more poppy, like this poppy. But then it goes to, full on dance
then
machine.
we get into the club.
Yeah, we are in the club. But yeah, what I love about the Club Classics though is they're all references to her friends. She's talking about AG, who is another big producer that produced this album. George. Daniel, who is a drummer for the band That's 75, who is Charlie's fiance, and Dance to Sophie, who we talked about. Hudmo, I didn't really read into, but Hudson Mohawk, Scottish-born electric DJ, and Tight Like Mike Flow. I want to be blinded by lights. She wants to go to the rave, man. She wants to dance all night. She's gonna get bratty while she does it. Yeah. So one thing I should mention, hyperpop. There's a couple of people to keep in mind for hyperpop. 100 Gex, and Sophie, of course. I don't know a lot of artists that are hyperpop. It's apparently a lot of like loosely connected. Smaller groups of music lovers online, like there's SoundCloud producers and pop people kind of working together, the internet's a very important aspect to the hyperpop thing from what I understand. So it's like a very social media kind of built what's the word when you're a group of fans that likes a certain music?
No.
I don't know. Fans.
A murder of fans?
A murder of fans. Yeah. There it is. A murder of fans.
Or a clouder?
Yeah. So it's a clique of, internet clique. We know words. But yeah, I love that. Yeah, this song, it shows her kind of cocky brattiness, at least the character brat, because she's like, I want to listen to my friends on my label. I want to listen to my stuff too. I want to dance to my shit.
Dance to my friends. Dance with my friends.
I want to dance to my friends and with my friends all night. Like, yeah, dude. I fucking
she wants what she wants when she wants it.
I fucking
all
get that.
Night long.
Definition of a brat.
All night. And then this next track. Ooh, here we go. We're gonna get into some hot goss in this episode because we got some Taylor Swift goss coming up, guys. So
that track.
Prepare yourselves. Switch off the podcast or skip forward if you are sensitive to people dissing on Taylor Princess the Queen.
T
Swift, not T Swift. We can't say that about T Swift. Here is Sympathy is a Knife.
If they could stop this wild voice tearing me apart, I'm so apprehensive now. Don't wanna see a backstage at my boyfriend's show. Fingers crossed behind my back. I hope they break up quick, 'cause I couldn't even breathe if I tried. I'm opposite of on the other side.
God damn. The production is so good.
Tight.
That's something I've really enjoyed is like listening to this on headphones and on, just, really, it's quality production, But yeah, so the line that I chose there, Taylor Swift stuff. So okay, to set the stage, I did a lot of what's interesting. I was telling Dave, what's interesting about doing a pop album and having a pop star in general is like there's so much information online about them.
Yeah.
So there's paparazzi following them and shit. Like there's a certain like
The hyper paparazzi.
the hyper paparazzi. Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
keep up. You gotta keep tabs.
Well, the
on
hyper
people.
paparazzi.
They
From
move
what I
too
can
fast.
tell,
They're
from
moving
what,
too fast.
from what we can tell from that music video, though, the hyper paparazzi are getting abused.
They are getting beat
They're
the
getting
fuck
beat the
up.
fuck up. So
There's blood on the camera.
yeah, it's a different dynamic over there. But so she and Taylor were both dating someone that were in the same
damn.
band, the 1975, which I haven't heard any of the 1975. But yeah, Charlie's dating the drummer, and Taylor was dating another person in the band, and she like literally says here, I wish if I'd say that there was a God if they could stop this wild voice tearing me apart. I'm so apprehensive now. Don't want to see her backstage at my boyfriend's show. Finger crossed behind my back. Hope they break up quick. Because I couldn't even be her if I tried. I'm the opposite. I'm the other side. So yeah, it's one of those things where she's like very covertly saying like, listen, I get it. Everyone loves this Taylor Swift stuff, but like, I don't have to be a fan. Oh, and I should mention, first of all, credit to, Anthony Fantano, who was talking about this, but like Taylor did something really petty in the UK in kind of response to the album doing so well.
A football player,
She started dating. That's why she started dating the football player in the first place.
but wrong sport.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it was different football. So okay, Taylor had her album that came out last month.
She was bratty.
Dead Poets Society. And there's the this month Brat came out, and Taylor released the same week that Brat came out, she released a special UK only version of her album. So Brat didn't end up doing as well as it could have on the opening week and month because Taylor released something in the UK at the same time. So it seems like something by Taylor Swift's team that seems very pointed that like she like didn't want
She got the
Charlie
British
to have the
Swifties
number one
and,
spot.
They must have had some words backstage one day.
That's what I'm saying, man. But here's the thing. What this speculation has resulted in is there was a concert where like people started chanting stuff against Taylor at a recent Charli XCX concert, and Charlie like told them to stop, saying bad, chanting bad things about Taylor.
She'll make
and
you go away.
she'll make you go away. But it's
She's
more
that
than like
powerful, guys.
well, like Charlie's fans like ride for her, and like they're basically like
Ride
you know
or
what.
die.
Let's fucking take her down. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Tear this mother
I
down.
It's amazing
just
what
want-
people will do when we come
Yeah.
together.
But
Get violent.
essentially Charlie's perspective seems to be like, I just kind of wanted to talk about it, and like it's not meant to be a diss. It's just I'm sharing a little piece of my personal life, my insecurities, I guess,
She didn't
around
tell these
other famous pop
these
artists.
proud British boys to stand by and stand proud. She's like, no, just stop.
Yeah. Just because she knows that that Taylor's gonna break up with him at some point.
Of course.
She's it's her whole.
It's her whole shtick.
Her whole shtick. I
It's
don't know.
her whole shtick. I had a whole episode
She already-
about this.
we
I
have-
can be this way.
She probably
We have
It's her whole shtick.
we're losing so many Taylor Swift fans from this
Taylor,
episode.
I mean, we haven't
I
done an
have your
album song.
autograph,
don't we?
okay.
We did an album. Exactly. We did
we
an
love
album.
you.
Did we?
But
We did 1989. Yeah.
So much drama with you. But anyway.
Well, yeah, it's always drama. That's the thing. It's always fucking drama. But yeah,
Might say something
anyway.
stupid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This one actually like hits you right in the feels. This one is actually a very like emotional and like personal kind of track. But
My feels.
here is, I might say something stupid.
Used to live just for the party, door is open. I'm famous but not quite, but I'm perfect for the background. 1 foot in a normal life. I go so cold, I go so cold, and I don't know if I belong here anymore.
Man, I need more of that track already.
Dude, right? And it just stops. There's a couple of these tracks that are like really like they're in a pocket and then they just cut off. And I'm like, oh damn. Okay.
Man, I was vibing.
Yeah. This track I wanted to be actually like for the most part of this album, like I
You want a
love
long
the
pop
length
track.
of the tracks. Like I love that the tracks are shorter. But this one I wanted to be like 3 minutes. It's a
Most pop songs should be like Fruit Stripes, like just in and out, just a couple minutes, you're done. You don't need to hang around.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't usually warrant like any 6 minute
No.
situation. Well, it's just the music video and they're doing some cool visuals or something, I guess. But
At that point, you're already adding more like a visual. You're not taking much of like the song. They kind of add more like bits and pieces.
well, yeah, exactly. Like sometimes they just add more
The
around the
extended
song. Yeah.
Like Thriller.
But this one like shows this was the first sign of in the album of like the brat mask kind of slipping a little bit, because this is actually not a very bratty song. This is like, I mean, I don't know, I guess it depends on how you define it, but like she's in this song kind of opening up about her insecurity being like in the spotlight for so long but like not quite the main event, used to live just for the party, doors open. I'm not used to live just for the party, doors open. I'm famous but not quite, but I'm the perfect for the background, 1 foot in a normal life. So like she's in the pop machine, but she's like always the opener.
She's a little grounded,
like, what?
She keeps herself a little grounded.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Well, yeah, and because of that, she's allowed to have like a more normal life.
Mhm.
Like,
Not under a microscope.
yeah, not as much, but at the same time, she's like finding herself kind of like caring about
That's
that.
the new middle class.
Well, I mean, for her as a pop artist,
No, I was just making a joke, but like,
Yeah.
seriously though.
because like pop artists are all about being, some of them are really
Rich
about
and
being
glitz
number
and
one
glam,
on Billboard, and that's like what their
No way.
motivation is. At least is if you're from the record label, but she's always prided herself, I think, on not being like that. So she's kind of feeling insecure in this like brat persona.
I think there's some also artists that like try to maintain that like the best they can, like not be
Yeah.
in the front of the camera 24/7. They like try to have like a slightly personal life, like as you can maintain as a normal human does, like trying to just not be like in the spotlight all the time. Like,
Well, yeah, exactly. Like to Taylor
your
Swift's
face
like
plastered everywhere.
Well, yeah, exactly. To Taylor Swift's defense, like that's like got to be a hard situation to
I couldn't-
constantly be dealing with.
Yeah, just the thought of like, okay,
If she wasn't so good at it, it would be horrifying
It
for
would
her.
be.
You know what I mean? But she is like the reason that Taylor Swift works so well, I think, is partially because she knows how to kind of twist the narrative enough to.
she can work it.
Yeah, she knows how to actually work the media aspect to the pop machine.
I'll tell you, she recently too, a couple years ago, just gave like her entire staff, everybody down to like the truck drivers, like really big fat bonuses.
Oh, okay.
Like everyone that
The
works
truck drivers
for
are
her.
like $100K, I think.
Yeah, well, and like she gave them
Dude.
all like really big raises and bonuses, and it's like,
I mean, yeah, she has a
hey,
big
I mean
team.
that's
She's got a big team.
You got to do that too, you know. Like you don't want people around you
Yeah.
willing to like, you know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want them loyal to you. So
And a good staff. I mean, it's sort of like a job where like they appreciate you, they'll pay you.
There's like a million sets too, so she needs an entire set.
Right?
No,
yeah,
she
yeah.
puts on that kind of like show
Yeah,
shit,
stadium
you know?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Dave?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Sorry, I thought you had one more thing.
Oh, well, there was. I already like kind of lost my train of thought there.
That's okay.
It's all talk,
It's all
talk,
talk anyway. Yeah, I like how before we get to talk, I like how the track 4 is I might say something stupid, and then the next track is talk. So she like is like, I guess I'm just gonna talk anyway.
But we've been keeping this a secret, and you're surrounded by friends, and I'm just wondering what they know. And we should talk, we should talk, we should talk, we should just talk to me. And we should talk, we should talk, we should talk.
I feel like sometimes it even gets into 2000s era like music.
This is
sounding,
very like early 2000s.
like especially having just a Daft Punk. Like this sounds like something that is kind of Daft Punky in the sense that they might sample this or something, you know, because it's got kind of an old school.
This
vibe.
sounds a lot like there was this song from like the early 2000s. It was like a club beat. But it was a song. And it was on Z104.
A club classic.
Yeah, a club classic.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
You know, and it can't remember what it was, but this is what it sounds a lot
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah. There was a lot of that happening in like late 90s, early 2000s, and then kind of took a backseat for a little while.
this is like the first track that I actually like. I think I really legitimately liked on this album.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like the beat. Again, maybe it was just like that older pop sound, but
Yeah.
I liked it.
It reminds me of Utada Hikaru, who we've covered on the podcast, but you guys weren't on that episode. Okay, we have not covered Utada Hikaru on this podcast. Brad has been on a different podcast called Hits Don't Lie, I believe, was the one that he was on where he was talking about Utada Hikaru. But so far on the album Concept Hour, we have not covered Utada Hikaru. However, it might be on the horizon. So we do have Utada Hikaru's Ultra Blue on our list, and we do have a guest that wants to talk about it. So look forward to that. Which is J-pop. I was telling John, like, this reminds me of like the 2000s J-pop. Honestly, there's a lot of like this kind of like, you know, really crispy, heavy production, but like also like, compressed vocals or whatever, like that are just kind of fried out. It's a very specific tone, and this song is also kind of one of the origin stories of Charlie's relationship with George Daniel from the 1975. Because a lot of the lyrics she's talking about how, you know, she wants to talk to him and she wants to see him, but like they're in like a public setting, they're at an awards show, and they can't actually like talk without it being like a thing,
Publicized
publicized thing, yeah. So she like follows him to the bathroom. And then she like halfway to the bathroom, she's like, "Wait a minute, this is crazy. I'm just gonna go back, sit down. I'm not gonna like, wait outside the bathroom and talk to him there."
Let's not get all creepy here.
Yeah, this is like when they were just kind of starting to talk, and then they are obviously engaged and are gonna get married. So it worked out. You know what I mean?
There's some good talks.
There's some good talks.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah. And she's just like, "Yeah, I wish you would just talk to me," throughout a lot of the lyrics. And this one for me also is like, it is hyper pop, but like it definitely feels like it could just, be a pop
song.
Pop, yeah. This one's the most poppy one, like straight the pop that I understand as pop.
Well, it really had that beat throughout the whole song too. So it's like,
yeah. You can dance the whole song.
Yeah. Again, just a lot of club feel.
Yeah.
Club classic feel. Oh,
Utada Hikaru is the one that does the Kingdom Hearts theme. Simple and clean.
Yeah.
Song Simple and Clean. Simple and clean is the way
that you
it kind of reminds me of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this track in particular kind of reminds me of.
Well, that's from the same Yeah, no, totally. That's that pop. Sound,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's great. Then we get to the one of the other singles with a music video with her at the airport beating the shit out of the paparazzi person by her. But this is Von Dutch.
If this is the playlist like of going out, this is like when the drugs start kicking in.
I like that. Yeah.
It's like, oh,
because it is like it's kind of like it's doing the build up for a drop, but then going down over and over again. You know, like it's like the bass is never dropping for all the way. You know. But yeah. that's hilarious. It's peak. I'm peaking.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
But yeah, this is very much one of the Brat songs. This is one of the Brattier tracks, and I will say this one, it sounds, you can hear a little bit of the song 360 in the background. It's got like some of the same like melody going on. So like I think
she's at the airport. It could be just playing in the background while she's there.
Well, I think so. I think they're using the sample in 360, this song, and then the last track. The last track is more obvious. That's a remix of 360. 365. Yeah. That one's an obvious remix. But this one,
gotta tie it all together.
This one, I think, has either the same sample or the same like melody being used.
It could be maybe just like change the tempo a bit too.
Yeah,
like, just kind of like made it they're just tweaked it enough to like
to be its own thing. Yeah. But yeah, she's like talking about how she's the obvious number one. She's leaning into the fact that she like helped popularize this hyperpop thing and doesn't really get the credit for it, you know. And she's being bratty about it, you know. She's being real bratty about the whole situation.
First never gets credit. Mm-hmm. It's one of those situations, you know.
Yeah. And my headcanon about the music video for this one is that she is trying to like, I don't know, break her way into an airplane and go to America or something, because like she never charts as much as she could in America. But that was my like headcanon while I was watching it. It's like, oh, it's like so she can like jump onto the plane and make it onto our charts or something. I don't know.
She's not flying that plane. She's running around. She's being I don't know.
She keeps on beating the shit out of the cameraman, but like she keeps on getting more damage on herself.
She's getting aggressive. She's knocking over the drink cart.
Yeah,
you can't have this person on the plane. We're not taking you anywhere.
No.
Like, you ain't fucking with my paycheck.
She's a menace. No, she's a menace. Absolutely.
She's a menace to society.
Yeah. And I love that she's just like, she's being followed by like a group of paparazzi. She's got the big hair. She's just dancing all over the airport.
You know, I will say this one thing though about the paparazzi is that I remember I watched the documentary on like Britney Spears.
Oh my goodness!
They literally interviewed like this one paparazzi guy where she like he got her on footage like being like go away.
Yeah,
and like he's sitting there and he's like, she didn't tell me to go away. And then all of a sudden, go away.
Yeah, there's footage of it because he took the footage.
Yeah. And it's
that's
just
so
like,
crazy.
That's paparazzi.
Yeah.
Get what you get.
They're
get your
just
paycheck and deny.
Yeah,
you know?
Unable to reconcile with real.
But some people do
facts.
love it and have a better relationship with it.
And I don't know. This is my opinion. The paparazzi is why. Like who gives a shit about any of these?
Especially nowadays,
it's the money, man.
Like you can just go to their Twitch or their Instagram.
It's just like it's just like Peter Parker Spider-Man shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Everyone's Peter Parker Spider-Maning right now with the internet. You know,
they all think you're your own make money. You know,
yeah,
you're your own boss when you're walking around clicking that camera.
You know, Spider-Man was an influencer, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I guess it's more on the question of like the people that care about these photos. Like, why does this like?
Well, I think like some of them
that was that People magazine. that answers that question. What there's another gossip. Well, I'm sure there's like 5 gossip.
I think that the people themselves are like
Soap operas,
also
not just-
obsessed. You know,
Oh yes.
like they're just obsessed
like
with celebrity
the
in a
amount
really
of money, like,
unhealthy
for, like,
way.
Well, you know, one of the things about most celebrities is get that popular, you have to have a real. You want to be that famous.
Well, yeah. Some of them,
know,
especially, like that's
some
kind
of them
of.
especially.
It's like that was always their goal, is to make it to the quote unquote top and like be on blockbuster movies and stuff. You know, and that's fine. If you're an actor, that's fine. You gotta pay for your houses and shit. I
But,
get
like-
it. But like,
They'll shell out money for like picture of them on vacation or like the first picture of
Yeah.
their first shot. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. Like,
yeah, it's really, really unhealthy
I
and
don't
strange.
give a fuck about my child.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Here or not here.
Yeah.
it's like the entire like
Listen, so
concept
many
of the
people
paparazzi
do.
just blows my mind, and like anyone who cares about these pictures and shit just kills me. Like,
But-
why does this like change your opinion, or why do you like really care about like
Hey man,
Leonardo DiCaprio on a boat on somewhere? Like, I don't.
Right,
it's
right,
a
fuck off.
right.
tale.
Yeah.
It's a tale as old as time. People always want to know about.
Before it was
other
people running
people.
around with like a chisel and like a slab, and they're just trying
You
to
know
like
what? We should go back to
trying
that.
to draw them. You know.
We should go back
Yeah.
to that style.
Yeah, we should. It takes
I
a
would
lot
appreciate
longer.
that.
Yeah. You can just, make a little stick figure, and then it's like, hey, look, it's Beyonce. Check
should-
it out.
They should just draw
Is that supposed to be Beyonce?
just caricatures. Like, oh shit, Beyonce in a NASCAR. This is great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. The person that created the camera, like the first person that really thought of it, and he even created like the first prototype kind
Yeah.
of thing of a camera,
yeah.
did not know what they were like doing. Did not know all the careers that they'll
Oh, yeah.
ruin, that they'll create.
That's,
you know,
yeah,
like,
man.
And that early paparazzi photo of Albert Einstein with his tongue out. My
Mhm.
God, are you kidding me?
Oh, my
Nope.
goodness.
Shocking.
This next track we have for you. Sorry, we gotta move on.
We
This
do.
next track we got for you is Everything is Romantic.
Aw.
Oh,
Bad tattoos on leather tan skin. Jesus Christ on a plastic sign. Fall in love again and again. Riding roads doing manual drive. Bad tattoos on leather tan skin. Jesus Christ on a plastic sign. Early nights and white sheets with lace cuts.
see, this is really modern track. Like this sounds
Yeah.
like Doja Cat kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say this
No,
reminds me of
yeah.
Dessa.
Steph
Just like the
listens to-
voice a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is really, really I don't know. It's got range, I guess is what I'll say. Like it's one of those songs that has like a little bit of, soft parts. It's got some like, dancey parts, but it's got a little bit of everything. Yeah, a fucking hook,
Well, like I was saying, that part that you captured in particular, that's really that's really modern, like girl R&B rap sound right now. Like there's
Yeah.
there's
Just making a few statements.
Yeah, there's
that are
literally a
evocative.
song that Steph loves, like where like the whole like chord, like the whole way she sings, like the whole song is just put a rock on my hand, doesn't care what they think, like just that's kind of, but with a little more melodious.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like little non sequiturs,
Yeah.
like over and over again. Yeah, this one starts with them, but like these are also like, I love the kind of imagery of like, bad tattoos on leather tan skin, Jesus Christ on a plastic sign. A very, especially when we're talking about pop music and the pop machine, as well as
always.
fashion, like it's this kind of Jesus Christ on a plastic sign, especially is that kind of idea of like, oh, this kind of goodness, this or fake goodness that is existing around her that she's insecure about, and yeah, apparently this was about a specific time she was visiting Italy. She was near Pompeii in the song. She mentions being able to see Capri in this verse, and then Pompeii in the distance.
Pretty beautiful places.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and so it was hard to pick this clip because I really wanted to pick the like "fall in love again and again" section because it's like
And there's
it's
a lot
good.
of it.
Yeah. I should have just double clipped it, but we were already at like 15 songs.
Just end the episode. We'll just play this clip.
Yeah. We're done. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week. But yeah. The fall in love again and again, fall in love again and again. Like there's a video of Anthony Fantano listening to this for the first time, and like the chat just starts going crazy with just everyone's just saying fall in love again and again, fall in love again and again, and like really emphasizing the again and again. But yeah, it's a really like this one, like, you know, is a very good pop song. Reminds me of Marina and the Diamonds album that we covered on the podcast. I forget who was on that though. That was, I think, the last pop album we did. But yeah, you know, that's another person that she gets compared to a lot, by the way. Marina from Marina and the Diamonds is, you know, her, Lord, and Charli XCX have a very, very similar look and or vibe to them. You know, they're all the kind of introspective, you know, electro pop influenced artists from the UK and the, you know, and Europe. English speaking Europe, I guess. This next track we got for you guys is a track called Rewind.
Always simpler time. Sometimes I really think it would be cool to rewind. I used to never think about Billboard, but now I've started thinking again, wondering about whether I think I deserve commercial success. It's running through my mind. Sometimes I really think it would be cool to rewind. Sometimes I just want to rewind.
Man, I think the original title was Be Kind Rewind, but we probably lost that.
Be kind and rewind.
Man, if that was like the mid-90s and then
if
played
this was
every
the
blockbuster.
mid-90s, it would be used for a blockbuster commercial. That is absolutely true. Good call, Dave. Oh man, that might be the clip for the podcast episode, actually, because you know, there's visuals. You know, we could do a remix. But yeah, this song is you know, back to the dancing, back in the club. You know,
This reminds me, like, again, back like was it track 5, Talk had like I feel like a lot of that same energy in this track too.
Yeah. It's like not the banger,
No,
but it is.
It just
like,
has like that like nice hook and you like a beat, and it's just like
yeah. You can like grab water for part of this track. You know what I mean? Like if you're at the club, you can like go and, you know,
But you'd be at the
take
bar,
a
kind of
little
like
break,
tapping
and
on
you're
the bar,
still-
like
you're
just
still
getting
dancing.
excited for your drink.
Yeah,
I'm like, all
yeah.
right, back out.
maybe grab yourself another glow stick. You know, if one's
Yours
going
is
out,
faded, gotta get
yours
a
is
new
fading out. You know.
A couple key bumps, you don't know.
Yeah. And yeah, so this is getting into her insecurity again, though. It's like, and so it's
It's
less
all right,
of a
Brad.
bratty track, and
Brats love doing cocaine.
Brat's yeah, we'll get into that with the last track. She's like, it's a big part of that track. But yeah, I want to go back to the first verse starts with, I want to go back in time to when I wasn't insecure, to when I didn't overanalyze my face shape. Nowadays I eat at the good restaurants, but honestly I'm always thinking about my weight, which is
Dude.
like,
Verse
Yeah.
2, first line is amazing.
oh right, yeah, verse 2. Used to burn CDs full of songs I didn't know. Used to sit in my bedroom putting polish on my toes.
Good
Recently I've been
times.
thinking about a way simpler time. Sometimes I really wish I could rewind. And then it goes to the clip we just played where she's talking about how she's thinking about Billboard and commercial success, you know. Which is like, you know, going back to the Taylor thing earlier, like it makes it even suckier that like Taylor pulled this stunt. Like she's already like insecure about the fact that she's like never number one or whatever. You know what I mean? And Taylor just like stole that number one spot from her. Just like,
Charlie, don't
What the
worry.
fuck?
You're pretty solid. You're number 1 in our books.
you're number one in our books. Yeah. We ride for you, Charlie. You're numero uno. And I don't know if you could tell, sometimes in the production you can hear a little bit of like rain is in the background of one of them, like hitting a car. There's one where I think I heard water trickling in the background of one of the tracks. There's like really weird elements used. along with all of the like basic elements that come from the like out of the box packaging, like keyboards.
Reminds me of a lot of like old like Springsteen or Billy Joel, where we have like just like you hear like a car starting, taking off, just weird like sounds.
Just in there like, for some reason.
To enhance like this is what it feels like.
Yeah,
get it?
Yeah. So you can kind of almost subconsciously like appreciate that or something. Yeah. It's, again, this is one of those headphone albums. I will say that this is definitely one of the ones where you kind of want to have headphones.
The first time watching a movie like surround sound, like you hear in the back speakers, like the rain trickling down, like, I'm now in the mood.
Oh, I love that.
I feel that.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're actually going to take a quick break because the next two tracks, I think, really fit with each other thematically. So we'll talk about them together. When we come back, we have So I and Girl So Confusing, which has several versions actually already. So look forward to that when you come back to the Album Concept Hour. All right, so welcome back everybody to the Album Concept Hour. Before we get on to So I, we got to talk about this new drink that John's drinking.
What is John drinking?
Yeah, so what is John drinking?
It's
this week?
it's a spiked cherry slush, Steel Reserve.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you're a big Steel Reserve guy, and like
they have flavors.
Yeah, we didn't realize that there was flavors of the Steel Reserve.
Yeah, there's many flavors.
Okay, yeah,
there are many.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You just gotta go to a quick trip, and you'll see a whole row of them.
Does this beat original?
What?
This is better than original.
I mean, listen, like you can't beat that you can't beat that 4-pack. The 4-pack of classic.
Yeah.
That's how they sell, because these are mostly sold
individually.
Mostly. You can't find, but like mostly, but that classic 4-pack's like $3-something.
Yeah, the price point.
The price point is just.
But now we're in the heat of we're in the summer. It's hot. You're gonna reach for if you have the two pick from. If you're on a deck, it's hot. If you had one of each, it doesn't matter.
It's not about the flavor. If I'm doing that, I'm gonna get some. What do you call them? Those twisted teas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sip on those and not be like, because those are
get twisted,
lower point.
They get
a little twisted,
not like
not Steel Reserved.
Yeah,
just a little twisted.
Yeah,
with the name like Steel Reserve.
Yeah, right. You have to have a Steel Reserve. You have to have a good stomach, I think, probably for Steel Reserve, right?
Yeah.
Well,
you got to be seasoned. Veteran.
You have to,
You can't just grab one out.
No. Well, I tell you, the first time I ever stood, a little tiny side story, and then we'll get back to it.
We have to have a side story.
The first time I ever drank those, I got like 8 of them, just thinking it was gonna be like,
this is a great idea.
Oh yeah, it's a great idea. These are really cheap. It's better. Like
probably just be like drinking Pabst, in the bathroom?
But it's no. This happened at my buddy's house.
Oh, okay.
Me and Jordan. I think you met him at the bonfires before.
Okay.
Me and Jordan were at our buddy's place, and we were just like watching. We used to watch a show there that was on cable every week.
Oh yeah.
And I just drank like all 8 of them.
Oh
like
no.
A couple hours.
Oh no.
I was thinking it was like a good time. Boy, I blacked out like a motherfucker.
I would believe so.
I was really like, we gotta go out.
It's at high gravity,
smoke, and then we get outside, and I just like wind up sitting on the ground. And Gordo's like, "You want some of this?" And I was like,
just couldn't even function.
No, couldn't even.
Oh my god!
It took like 2 hours before we could leave.
Oh my god!
I'm a beast, though.
That sounds awful.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I did that young.
The high gravity just takes
Can't
the
do
ground
that anymore.
Yeah.
Turns me into a party animal. Anyways.
Damn. All right. Well, that's a cautionary tale for anyone.
But
you
always know your
flavors
limit.
Are delicious.
Dave, have you ever drank enough of these New Glarus beers to pass out? To black out? I mean,
it would take a lot.
It would take a lot
to
more.
do
of them. It would take a lot more.
ABV Pilsner.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Probably go through the 12-pack and be like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
The right amount of time,
Just-
you'd be fine.
Just snacking some
Yeah.
peanuts, some
Yeah.
some beef sticks, just hanging out, enjoying the day.
So that's the New Glarus, just New Glarus Pilsner.
They did this year. They did a couple batches, but
Okay.
it's fantastic. It's a great goddamn pilsner. Like
Yeah. New
I
Glarus
was
is
excited when they announced it.
yeah.
and I could not drink enough of this stuff.
Yeah. No, it's
And also,
smooth.
Kid
Fantastic.
Kolsch is back this time of the year too. So if you see that, grab that. That's fucking
Kid
great.
Culture.
Kid Kolsch.
Kid Kolsch.
It's got a little goat.
Little goat. All right.
For your Wisconsin listeners, it's New
Yeah.
Glarus, little
Little
brewery that
little town.
doesn't really leave the state. So come here.
Yeah. It's illegal outside of the state. So if you have it at your local bar, you let us know, and we'll bring justice to
New
your
Glarus will
bar.
drop the
Justice
hammer.
to your bar.
Or we'll just come there and drink it
Or we'll confiscate it. Yeah.
one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
Don't you
sit.
tempt me with a good time, fellas.
Yeah, don't tempt us with a good
Cheers.
time. We're like we're gonna be the Pinkertons for beer.
Brad, what do you got in that dark bottle
Oh
over
yeah,
there?
I wanted some
dark beer.
some stout, but I was at a really small place that mostly focused on like liquors and wine. I found this milk stout nitro
Classic.
America Stout from Left Hand Brewing Company. And I'm liking obviously the nitro gives it kind of a smoothness
It's an
to it.
oldie, but it's a goodie. It's
So
it's
almost-
a solid beer.
It almost with the nitro, it kind of makes it
Creamy.
like Guinness a little
Yeah.
bit, But yeah, I like my stouts, so I got me a stout, 6%. Nice little label. Almost looks like a hot sauce or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an
But yeah.
You can make that into a really good barbecue sauce and glaze, probably,
Mm-hmm.
or a nice marinade for some beef overnight.
Nice marinade.
Honestly, yeah, I should do that. I have some chicken in the freezer that I should do something with. So
Heard that.
We'll respond back
Yeah.
about that later.
yeah. We'll let you guys know how that went. And then
Future Brad, I'll tell you.
Me from the future is like, I burned it. But yeah, that's what we've been drinking.
That was not me.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
Hey,
So this
so
next
what?
track.
So why?
This next track is okay. So this is a real sad song. This is about Sophie, the one that tragically died in 2021. This is kind of her just a song that's a tribute to her specifically. So this is all about her kind of feelings and wanting to be closer to her and not feeling like she wasn't as close as she could have been. That kind of thing. Anyone that survives someone else that they love, it's you always wonder did I spend enough time with them? So yeah, all that sad stuff in So I.
When I'm on stage, sometimes I lie. Say that I love singing these songs you left behind. And I know you always said it's okay to cry. So I know I can cry, so I cry. Wish I tried to pull you closer. You pushed me hard, made me focus. Your words so brutal.
Yeah.
This was my favorite track of the album,
Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah.
And the first time listening a couple days ago, I had no background, not really know much about Charlie, had no idea
Yeah.
about Sophie, but
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
hearing the song, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
struck, I don't know, the beat, I don't know what it is. I think there's something about that mood in
Well, so-
songs I love.
It's so personal, you can really feel the that this is about someone very close to her. This is very heartfelt, but not in a cheesy way. It's a lot honestly the fourth track I think is also very similar to this track in its tone, in the sense that it's just she's just pouring her heart out to the writing process and pushing herself, because apparently that's the big thing is when she met Sophie was someone that turned her towards, first of all, the hyperpop thing, but also pushed her as an artist and made her a better artist. And one of the things that she talks about the lyrics are she's talking to Sophie, she's you would ask me to come home to hang out and have dinner, after like a session, and Charli would always make excuses, and she feels bad about that. She feels bad that she didn't decide to actually spend time with Sophie, because she didn't know that Sophie was going to be a
tragedy
to be gone so soon. So but this is everyone, because and you go your day-to-day life, maybe you're having a bad day, like, oh fuck, sorry, I cancel this plan, we'll make it next week, or Fridays don't work anymore, like you start like not pushing stuff away from people. It's just like things happen, and like life goes on, like you don't have like that ability to like always maybe like have every 2-3 days together, like maybe be once a month, maybe like we'll catch up every now and then, like and you don't think about it because like it's a day-to-day thing, and then all of a sudden something like this will happen, like fuck, why was I why did I not just take that extra time and just like do that thing we were always planning on doing?
Life's annoying.
Life sucks, man.
But what you're saying,
it's
like it takes so much effort, especially as you grow older, to maintain those relationships and keep those friendships.
That's what's so important about long-term friendships, where you don't see each other all the time, but you still make time for them.
I mean, shit, that's part of the reason I wanted to do. That's literally part of the reason I wanted to do podcasting too. Is like I want to like have an excuse to have friends come on and see people consistently, like
it's been my longest excuse ever,
because obviously
this is great.
You have with podcasting, you have like a parasocial relationship usually with the people on the podcast, so
we're here almost every week.
I was like, well, they get to hang out with their friends on the podcast.
Like, we've been hanging out almost every week together for like 4 years.
That's true. We're coming up.
You friends.
Absolutely.
And Brad, because of work and all that good stuff, still.
And
Brad
because of work. Exactly.
Digger.
Yeah.
See,
if you're a working
look at Brad
person,
bringing all these people together.
That's what I like to do, man.
It's a real magnet.
I like to build bridges, But like if you are a worker out there that has these kinds of conversations with your friends at work, like you are literally the audience I had in mind. So give us comments and let us know what you think of everything, because like. Yeah, that's what this podcast is, at its core. We're learning that, we're almost 200 episodes in. We're kind of
chilling out, listening to music, having a drink.
We're finally getting our
wings.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
Dave.
to that. Yeah. Cheers to that. Yeah.
Here.
Almost
200, fellas. Anyway.
Oh, cheers to Sophie too, by the way. Fuck.
Cheers to Sophie.
But so she was a very important person in Charli's life.
I think anytime you have any sort of artistic, I think it's not even artistic, I guess it could be music, food, sports, whatever, but like you have like almost like a mentor type relationship, where like
pretty much
someone's pushing you to be better, or pushing you to like grow, like it opens up a lot of lanes. You can really start seeing things happening.
Well, that's what makes a producer a good producer. Like pushing them outside of their comfort zone in order for them to find
give them a little leeway, but give them some info and kind of
well, I mean, just look at
I
like
can
Rick
see that
Rubin.
This is what you want to do, but you haven't found a way to do that. Wait, what'd you say?
I was saying, just look at Rick Rubin.
Exactly.
That man goes from genre to genre, just pushing these bands, and then creates this amazing
he finds
material.
what they are at their core and what they could be, and he tries to like push them to that thing. He can like see it in his head.
Well, that's not really. No. You should do it though. It's you.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
That's the kind of thing he'd encourage.
Or like you could sing that more authentically. Saying those kinds of things. So it must have been such a hard thing to lose in a music community, to lose that kind of like mentor to not just Charli, but like several artists.
Like a scene, like the whole.
Yeah. There's definitely someone like, if hyperpop gets to be like one of those, world popular things, then this is a character that like will be talked about. Sophie.
Infamous.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, speaking of this though, what we're talking about, like, keeping in touch with friends and trying to figure out like, where you are in other people's lives and stuff. The next couple clips I have for you are from Girls So Confusing. And there is a story with this track that's kind of been unfolding. So, I've talked about how like her and Lord are often confused with each other. And she gets asked like questions that are about Lord. This track is kind of her unloading that, specifically towards Lord, and like, how they've hung out sometimes, but like, she doesn't know if they're actually friends. There's this kind of awkward, like almost competitive relationship thing going on. And she poses that with this song. And she like literally says near the end of the song, like, we should do a collaboration. The internet would go crazy. And then like a week after the album dropped, another song dropped that was this song as a remix with a verse from Lord responding to the song.
Oh, nice.
So like within a week, there was an actual response from Lord, and they're like, friends or whatever. So
man, she didn't just like reach on, like call or send a message. She wrote a song.
yeah, she wrote a whole song. Yeah.
Man.
And she apparently left her like a voicemail, I guess. So she really was basically like, hey, Lord, like I want to be friends with you, but I don't know how to like, open up the discussion and, let's be friends. But yeah, this is one of the Charli verses for Girls So Confusing, and then I'll play a little bit of the Lord verse.
Sometimes it feels a bit awkward because we don't have much in common. People say we're alike, they say we've got the same hair. We talk about making music, but I don't know if it's honest. Can't tell if you want to see me falling over and failing, and you can't tell what you're feeling. I think I know how you feel. It's so confusing sometimes to be a girl.
I love the girl. Yeah. I love the use of autotune in this album in general. Like there's like,
Normally
I think that there's a way
it.
to use autotune in an artistic way that's not just like,
And this was a good way to use it.
yeah. Like we applied autotune to this voice. This is like selective use of autotune to make the song better. Anyway, this next clip is the Lord verse.
There's still a young girl from Essex. People say we're alike, they say we've got the same hair. It's you and me on the coin. The industry loves to spend, and when we put this to bed, the internet will go crazy. I'm glad I know how you feel, cause I ride for you, Charlie. Girl, Charlie. It's so confusing sometimes to be a girl.
Man, Lordy.
Yeah, right?
Lordy.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like so cool though. Like they like literally put this like beef to bed before it even became beef, and like, the internet's not going like crazy, but like it's definitely like taking note, like this is like a cool moment in pop music.
The paparazzi are gonna go insane when they get together.
Oh my god, right?
They're gonna be taking so many photos.
Yeah, they're gonna have
They're
to
gonna
have
be in so many magazines. It's
they'll have to have
great.
like a public dinner and then like an actual like hangout dinner.
Man.
People magazine,
Maybe
man.
an afternoon tea.
That would be interesting if this did result in Charli XCX having that kind of like run at like pop and like becoming this like front. If it gets popular enough, like it is already kind of
She's on a great path.
She's on a great path,
This
and I think this
really
is like
good.
This is like a sleeper hit, like something that maybe not everyone expected to be a hit, but like the whole rollout was so good. Like this
Takes you right back to like some Kesha era stuff too, just
a little bit, yeah. Like Kesha's production was always pretty solid, even if I didn't love.
Well, she had all the dollar signs.
The rest of it, yeah. There, it was like the production was excellent. Besides the fact that apparently some of it was done by a real creepazoid.
Yeah.
But
Really?
yeah. It was, she like went to court with one of her former producers for being like a sex pest.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
That kind of stuff.
So a bad mentor.
Bad mentor, not like Sophie. Not like Sophie.
I tell you.
Yeah.
I tell you, I gotta say, knock on wood, that I hope, but like what's her name? Billie Eilish has
Right.
like a really close relationship with her brother.
Right. Yeah. He
Like,
does a lot of
writes
production.
and like produces
Yeah.
like everything for her. I just
Yeah.
really hope that doesn't come out as something bad in like
Oh.
10 years.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think
Like,
so. I don't think
I hope
so
not.
either.
Holy shit. Like,
My mind goes to that shit now because that's where Hollywood's just like heading.
I mean, I would hope
But,
that
like,
since
I
they're-
hope not to.
yeah. I mean,
hope
that would
everything's-
suck.
that
Usually it
just
would be the
worse.
parent though that's
But
like
I don't
that. You
think
know
so.
what I mean?
I don't think so.
And 99% it's always like the parents fucking up their kids for
Yeah.
and anything Hollywood or
Yeah,
like
your
or push
Hollywood
or
fucks
Michael
shit up,
Jackson
or push them into like
it's crazy.
weird handler. It's just a weird
yeah.
situation.
Well, when you get your kid into like entertainment like this, everything depends on whether or not it was the kid's decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was in any way not the kid's decision, then it's like sus. You know what I mean?
So I think it was not them. It was shortly after the whole like Puff Daddy stuff rolling out, but like Bieber kind of spoke up and had like a thing.
That's
Like
right.
he contacted
That's right.
her and like just like, if you need anything, I'm here for. If you want like someone to help navigate with you, like I don't
Yeah.
want you to get screwed over by anyone. So like
yeah,
I'm here for you. So like
yeah.
it's nice seeing like the people who kind of went through this. Like this fucked me up. Like how can I like stop it? Like
Yeah.
the next gen
End
like,
the cycle of
and
violence.
stop
Gotta
trying to
end
like,
the cycle.
stop the
exactly.
pump the brakes a bit.
Just
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
stuff about this.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing here. You know, they're ending their like kind of like will they, won't they be friends? Like they're like, you know what, we're friends. It's just sometimes you get
Disagree
insecure
with
about
people,
each
you
other,
know?
especially when you're compared to each other constantly. That's like got to be annoying.
And the best part
you
is
know?
it's not even them. It's like it's the weird like
it's the weird like
tabloids and
pop
gossip
machine
and like
yeah.
are they friends? Are they like they hate each other? They like each other? I'm like just leave them the fuck alone.
Leave them alone. Let them
Let them play music.
hang out or play music or whatever. You know,
Back
like
the
shit.
fuck off.
Yeah,
Let them make another album.
yeah.
Let them play their music and get it on Apple Music. You know?
Yeah, but yeah, the only song I could think of that this kind of phenomenon where like there's a remix that's like basically now the like main version of the song essentially. You know what I mean? Like released in such short succession, it reminded me of Run the Jewels 2 when the song Love Again came out. It did not have the third verse. Like so the chorus of Love Again is she puts my dick in the mouth all day.
And cool.
And that's the whole
Yeah.
whole chorus. But
That's
then
the
that was the original one. It was just the two dudes saying that for a verse and a chorus, verse, chorus. But then a week later, they updated the album to have Gangsta Boo come in with like a verse that's like he puts my clit in his mouth all day to like kind of like balance out the like misogyny that was inherent in the song. And now that is the version of the song that is the like real version of the song. So I feel like this is a kind of a situation too where like the Lord verse being on there is significant enough. I think moving forward that will be considered the like album version.
Are there
you know what I mean?
Are there two different pressings like of the Run the Jewels albums then? Did they how did that happen then?
I'm not sure actually because I never had a physical copy of Run the Jewels 2 when it came out. It was more like I think that's one that they released. I think that they may have released that one for free online,
like a digital type.
Because they did that a couple of times with
right.
Run the Jewels 3 for sure. They released for free online, and you could just download it.
All right.
But Run the Jewels 2 though, like basically like there was the original version without the last verse, and then like not a week later there was a new verse and new version. So like I think my headcanon was that Gangsta Boo heard the song and he's like, and she was like, you guys don't have a girl on this, man? Come on, let's fix this.
Kind of a different perspective.
Yeah, exactly. And then she brings in this like just dirty ass, like badass verse, like that's just as like not misogynistic because towards men, but like it's
just swing it
it
the other way.
balances out. Yeah. Anyway, I think that this is a similar situation.
Listen, man, men and women are both dirty.
We all dirty.
Just rock out with your
we
clam
need to
on.
embrace it,
We're all
and
dirty,
then we'll
dude.
Be able to go more forward. you know?
Exactly. It reminds me of
Be civilized, but
Yeah.
be dirty.
They both got a
We,
Civilized
we
but
can
dirty.
we can find a happy medium.
They both got a dirty version.
Yeah, exactly. We got another track for you guys. This track is track 11. It's called Apple.
I'm gonna drive all night. I'm gonna drive all night. I think the apple's rotten right to the core. From all the things passed down from all the apples coming.
And the vibe, I feel like in the middle of like a dance floor right there.
Yeah.
Like there's a party
That's
all
where
around
at
you.
the airport. Yeah. I think it's interesting that
Man,
there's
Gate 16's
more
popping off.
more reference to airports. Like on top of the big music video we saw, like,
Man,
you know.
that's where all the fun's at.
Yeah. Well, she's probably at the airport a lot, you know, doing all the touring she's doing, you know. Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking in my headcanon too, was like maybe the apple is like the big apple, as in she's coming in from.
She's saying bad apple though. Isn't that part of the lyrics?
Well, yeah, the apple is rotten to the core
Yeah.
from all the things passed down from all the apples before. You know,
Maybe she just
Kinda
had
like-
a really bad iPhone.
it could be.
She's just
Man,
pissed.
The battery's
This
not working
iOS
anymore.
is rotten to the core.
The iOS is
It
broken.
won't update anymor. Fuck this.
Oh,
It's a new
fucking
charging plug.
bullshit,
Fuck
dude.
you.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Apple. My stepdad's gonna be so upset.
Don't you dare say a bad thing about it.
Yeah. Oh, Dustin's gonna be upset. Fuck. All my Apple folks. Sorry. But yeah, you know, this one's like
this is a banging
another
apple.
poppier track. That's not like too bratty, you know, necessarily. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. Apparently, this is one of the ones that was released early as well. So this is one of the early
Little sneak
kind of
peek.
looks, sneak peeks into what we were gonna hear. We got the I'm gonna drive all night, kind of like I'm gonna dance all night type of stuff, you know.
Drive, dance.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Thematically, this one I don't have a lot to say.
Real club
You know,
banger again.
You gotta drive to go
all
dance.
Yeah.
club bangers.
do you remember? Do you ever play Yoshi's Story, Dave?
No.
Okay. This won't make any sense, but
Okay. Go for it.
there's a part where in the loading screen or the opening screen for Yoshi's Story, the Yoshis would be singing, and they would be singing the airport. Maybe I'll put a clip in here once if I
Do it.
find it. But yeah, I don't know. The chorus of this made me think back to Yoshi's Story.
Man, my only memory of Yoshi is like Super Mario World and just went burp, burp, burp. That's all I really. I didn't get singing.
abusing
got-
the shit out of Yoshi.
They're just eating all the things on the board, like shit out of egg, which could just have like a mushroom in it.
Yeah.
You know, fun stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Random thought.
So Apple, pretty good track.
Pretty good track. Yeah, I
Not
don't have a
Not
lot to
bad
say about
apple
it.
of a track.
I like
Yeah.
it.
And then we get
It'll get me on the floor.
B2B, which is another banger, club banger.
God, this just brings me back to like when I was in college.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with my buddy Travis, and this is like the shit that his girlfriend liked to listen to at the time. We just listened to a lot of club bangers.
You know what I noticed is like different about this, the hyperpop than the
Regular pop.
from that time. The major difference is that those songs always had a random rap verse at the end.
Yeah.
that didn't, whether or not it fit the song, there's just always a rap verse from like, you know,
It was all
someone.
involving contracts.
Yeah, I guess probably like this guy's on our label.
What do you have
gotta-
to obligation? Just
Yeah.
put them on a random song. Just write some lyrics, jump, and then
Yeah.
Something with
Song
which
it.
is
and
not a
dance.
bad thing,
Or-
but like I will say, like some of those rap features don't necessarily fit with the songs. Sometimes, like sometimes they're just kind of like
there.
dropped in there for the name recognition or something, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the rap verses are excellent, but like you don't just throw in a rap verse to throw in a rap verse. You have to like earn it. You know,
man, just drop. What am I thinking?
Ice Cube,
No,
Ice T,
a thong song. Who was that?
thong
Cisco.
song. Oh, Cisco.
Yeah,
Yes.
just drop a little Cisco
Drop a
in there,
little
make the
Cisco
song
in there.
hot.
Yeah.
Drop
Oh my
like
god.
it's hot.
Oh my god, that story about the thong song is so fucking funny. I don't know. I'll have to send you a link. The story of how they came up with the thong song.
I think you did
really
say that off
hilarious.
camera years ago, but like
Yeah,
I think because I
yeah.
mentioned that was one of like my most hated tracks ever.
Yeah.
Is that song?
It was
I
like
hate
pre-internet, so like no one knew what a thong was. So like
Ugh.
one of the guys in the studio found out what a thong looked like, and he was like, "Guys, there's this thing," and he just like like
Women love it.
just the idea of like a thong not being like a known thing is like foreign to me because the thong song exists, therefore everyone in my generation knows what a thong is. You know what I mean? Anyway, enough about the thong song. That was
Please.
back to back.
Which is a way better track.
Way better track.
Like a
Well,
1,000
I mean,
times
I don't
better.
know. The thong song's like pretty like iconic. You know what
It's
I mean?
iconically bad.
We got to see how long the back to back is discussed. But yeah, this one is insecurity about relationship stuff. About like I don't want to go back to you and back to us, and maybe you should run back to her. Kind of showing like
Back to back to back to back.
Like-
go back. You go back.
yeah. I get the feeling like I don't know, maybe she's like a third wheel in a relationship in this track or something like, or there's like another
Other parties involved.
party involved. Yeah, because she's saying go back to her. I want to go back to us because maybe we're toxic or something. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting like some red flags, I
Bad
guess.
vibes.
Some vibes that their relationship wasn't maybe the best thing for the two of them in this track.
But her could be better.
Yeah, go back to us. But yeah, this next track we got for you is Mean Girls, and
Not the movie.
surprisingly not featured on the newer Mean Girls film, but maybe it should have. Maybe it would have made it better.
But she's still in vogue. Yeah, she's in her mid-20s, real intelligent. And you hate the fact she's New York City's darling. You say she's problematic, and the way you say it's so fanatic. Think she already knows that you're obsessed.
This was another favorite.
What, Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all like the verse, core, everything. I just really dug this track. It had another, I felt like a throwback to like older pop too. Like
Yeah. Like just owning all of the like quote unquote toxic things in a
and just like a laundry list, like just knocking them right off.
yeah, exactly. Like bad guy from Billie Eilish kind of energy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, I am the bad guy. I'll steal your man. Like I'm not below that.
Oh, these women out here are ruthless these days.
Well, yeah. She's like, I love the first verse. She's in it's 2 a.m. She's out there, a sheer white dress, wearing last night's makeup, all coquettish in the pictures with a flash on. Worships Lana Del Rey in her AirPods. Yeah. And even more specific, she's in her mid-20s, real intelligent, hedonistic with the gravel draw and dead stare. Oh, and then the last line here. You said she's anorexic and heard she likes it when people say that. So it's basically about, crazy party girls that are like always at the club, just, till the early morning, like
To the break of
dawn, which is, what she was. Like that's what she started at. She like was a, really, really big into the club scene where in the UK. And eventually at a very young age, started making music and started posting stuff on MySpace and became part of the club scene, So yeah, she's kind of like this is her brat backstory, kind of. She's like discussing like who the brat really is. I think in some of these contexts,
Yeah.
There's really just this song and 365 at the end that like are the two brat songs we have left. This next song isn't as bratty at all. Like this one's like very Charli XCX, like herself. But yeah, the Mean Girls one though, yeah, it's and it's also just so like I don't know, probably emblematic of hyperpop. Just very, you just want to get up out of your seat, dance. It's got. Oh yeah, the piano goes like really hard for some reason. Yeah. Love the piano in this track. But yeah. It's an anthem for baddies. It's an anthem for baddies.
Just go out there and be your bad selves.
Be a
ladies.
baddie. Yeah.
Listen, a lot of men like it.
Yeah.
I like it when you take little shots.
Batty Bobaddy.
Baddie bomblatty.
Come up and
Yeah.
ask us out.
This next track.
Not me though. I'm
This
taking
next track is
but you get the point.
right. This next track is I Think About It All the Time.
I think about it all the time, that I might run out of time. But I finally met my baby, and the baby might be mine. Cause maybe one day I might, if I don't run out of time. Would it give my life a new purpose? I was walking around in Stockholm, seriously thinking about my future for the first time. It was ice cold.
Yeah, it's a very honest line right there. Like, I'm walking around thinking about my future for the first time, you know, and she's like, I think around 30, I want to say. But yeah, you know, this is something that, you know, as someone in my 30s.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I think that happens
It's the
at-
thought that comes
at
to
a different age
play.
for everyone. They could
Yeah.
be like, maybe you had like a really just tough upbringing, like you hit like 20, like, fuck, I can't do this. Like, or like,
Yeah.
you take 8-9 years, like, you're still in the college mentality, just nonstop, like,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
your job. At some point, like, this has to stop.
Yeah.
I think everyone has like that breaking point where like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah,
Is there any way I can be doing it better?
Mine was Steph.
Yeah. Well, and it's like that. Then also, like, you know, she talks about, you know,
Thank you,
wanting to,
Steph.
you know, possibly have a baby, you know, have a normal
Yep.
experience in that way, which is like, you know, would probably have to take her away from, you know, being chasing her dream of being a pop icon or whatever, you know. So yeah, it's one of the, you know, most, you know, this song, along with So I, and I Might Say Something Stupid are like a trilogy of very honest, like straightforward songs with no bullshit and just, you know, kind of going over their insecurities, trying to figure out what's going on, you know.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. But yeah, I
We're
like
here.
the existential dread, you know. She's like, actually, she says after that line, should I, in verse 2, so we had a conversation on the way home. Should I stop my birth control because my career feels so small in the existential scheme of it all, you know. So like chasing that, you know, in previous songs, like you know, Billboard success and like, you know, I don't know, not wanting to be, you know, the background of things, and maybe just stepping away from it all, you know. So yeah, it's very that's, I think, what I like about this album the most is just it's such a intimate critique on the pop like lifestyle and you know what you're shooting for as far as that goes, you know, and trying
What
to
you get when
achieve.
you shoot for it.
Yeah, you know, like what does it give back to them, and you know, can they have a normal life and do the pop thing, you know, and have that, you know, paparazzi on them and stuff.
Part of a well-balanced life.
Yeah. We
Just
all
like
need-
Cheerios.
Just like Cheerios, just keeps on playing over and over again.
Sometimes it's
Looping-
Fucking commercial.
Just looping ads. Got Phyllis and Stanley from The Office just
Dude, I
eating
know.
cereal, and it's
I
been
know.
distracting.
You know, that's
Genius just won't stop showing me that commercial, man.
It's a
you know,
really
that's-
good commercial.
That's
Yeah.
actually one of my favorite parts about Inside Out, the Disney Pixar movie. There's a part where like they're in there like the memory banks and like they're like they're like talking about like some shit that like the little thing guys are like getting rid of. And
Yeah.
They find like one that's like this commercial
Yeah,
that annoys them and it annoys like Riley or whatever.
yeah.
And they're just like, we always keep this one. Sometimes we just send it up for shits and giggles, you know? That's the earworm for you.
Nice. I gotta watch those. I hear they're really good.
The second one's just as good
Yeah.
too.
The first
And-
one I saw was pretty
It's
good.
got Io Edebiri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, have you seen You've seen
Irish
Stranger
Queen.
Things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anxiety is Maya Hawke.
Oh, okay. Nice. They got big cast.
Anxiety is portrayed.
They got
very
big cast,
well.
man. This next track we got for you guys is the final track of the album, and it's kind of so. What I like about this next track is that it is like back in the CD days, at least, there used
Was it
to
hidden
always
track?
be either a hidden track or like a remix of a track on the album that's like remixed by someone else, maybe. And this one, she's basically gone the step forward and already remixed the first track of the album on her own and made like what, a remixed version of a song sounds like, which is like, I don't know. I like it. I like it as an ending of the album, but here's 365.
No, I wanna hear my track. Are you bumping that? Till the windows crack, I'll be bumping that. No, I'll never go home, don't sleep, don't eat, just do it on repeat. Keep when I'm in the club, yeah, I'm 365 party girl. Should we do a little key? Should we have a little line? Wanna go real wild when I'm meet me in the bathroom if you're 365 party girl. French manicure, wipe away the residue. Keep.
This was fun.
Yeah. This one's just like she goes full brat mode, like let's go to the club, let's do some bumps of coke, like let's fucking
Let's bump it.
let's party hard, like it's just yeah. I like how it goes from the very, very sweet I think about it all the time, which is like about her life, and then like straight to this like, party all night song, and yeah, almost doing it in like a rap like cadence, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like just going at a clip about like bumping that,
I'm 3 bumps in. This was great.
Yeah. I don't know how many. I think that's about how many bumps are in the song. I think something like that. They're bumping that like, well, actually, every other line they're bumping that. Holy shit! I didn't even think about that.
There's
Dave.
bumps.
There's bumps all over this song. Holy shit!
Lovely lady bumps.
Yeah. But yeah, meet me in the bathroom if you're bumping that. 365 party girl bumping that. French manicure, wipe away the residue. Push my hair back. I look hot when I'm bumping that. Oh yeah, I love this part. Who the fuck are you? I'm a brat when I'm bumping that. Now I want to hear my track. Are you bumping that? Till the windows crack, I'll be bumping that. So again, kind of going back to the original kind of thing of like, I want to go to the club. I want to hear myself. I want to hear my friends.
Dance
Like
with my
I'm
friends.
the I'm
Those
the
are my
best.
friends.
I'm the best dance music. So fuck all the other dance music. I want to hear me. Yeah, brat behavior. I like that. It ends in the concept that ties together the album and the whole idea. That's good, smooth beer. Smooth.
Silk.
But yeah, it feels like it's also, I will say, there's a kind of reference to a similar track listing from the album Charli, which started with the song 1999 and ended with the song 2099. So she has been known to do this before with
Add numbers, other numbers.
different numbers that are similar numbers, Yeah. But before we get to our last segment, I'm actually going to use the restroom, and we'll be right back because we got to grade this thing. We have a new segment to introduce this episode where we're actually going to grade the album on how much of a concept, or how well it landed the concept that it set out to put there. So how well is this encapsulating this brat thing? 1 to 5. We'll figure it out in the next segment. We'll be right back. The album concept hour. Well, you guys ready for the last little segment?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
All right, guys, here we go. This is the first ever grading of the album. We've never done this before. We don't have a theme song yet. I'll figure that out in the post editing. But
It's right here.
It's right here in your face. We're gonna close out the episodes and see how we like it, But we are gonna try to figure out in this inaugural episode of this what. First of all, we kind of have to determine what makes a concept album a good concept album, and then grade it on those things. So
Are we just doing straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or are we
yep,
getting like
1 through 5.
halves?
I'm thinking
Like 4.7. What are we talking?
You can do halves, I think, if you feel very strongly about it.
If I explain,
You know what I mean?
Some
Yeah. If you have a
reasoning.
very good reason that it should be half,
3.5
yeah.
instead of
And
a
if,
4.
and if I get an
just a 3.
excellent reason, I'll explain why it's
Yeah.
a 4.3.
Yeah.
All right.
So, there's a few things that I've listed down. Think about narrative, think about cohesion. Do the songs like gel together really well? The length of the album, is that does it overstay its welcome, or is it too short and not share enough? Is the track listing right? You know what I mean? Is the track listing the way it tells a story and builds on itself? You know what I mean? And one thing I want, I put on the list is it universally relatable, or does it have any theme that is universally relatable? So those are a few criteria you can think of. I have a few things on the screen that some music critics consider, such as musicality, lyrics, production, cohesion and flow, innovation and originality, relevance, and timeliness. I will say that as far as concept albums go, though, relevance and timeliness, I'm thinking take a back seat, because that's mostly just how popular it is. You know what I mean? Did it come out at the right time? Did a lot of people listen to it? And was it relevant?
When Time Is Who came out, there was a lot of people playing pinball at the time.
Right. But my point though is that's a good concept album doesn't have to be relevant.
No,
it's
a story.
I mean? Yeah. There's plenty of great, as we've shown doing this podcast, there's plenty of great albums that don't get attention.
I was gonna say something timeless.
Yeah. That might be a 5. I don't know.
Oh, it's a fucking 5.
It's 4.5.
It's at least, yeah, right.
If not more,
we'll get to that for sure. But
could be a 6.
Yeah. So as far as this album Brat goes, though, let's try to think about it then. And that's right. I'm gonna.
It's got a pretty nice general flow to it.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna get this piece of paper, and we're each going to write.
Oh God.
Our number. Yeah, we're gonna blind test this thing. Here's a you got one. So I want you to think about the narrative, think about the cohesion, think about the length, track listing, and whether it's universally relatable. And how well does it land the Brat concept?
Does it stick the landing?
Yeah. So we're gonna have some thinking music probably. Yeah, there's that. This is tough. It's tough, man. Yeah, that's it. All right. So now we'll go through one by one and find out what everyone else chose for their number. Do you want to go first, John?
Sure, why not?
Hey, yeah.
I don't know. I gave it a 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I think it's
That's
a
fair,
bad album or anything like that, but it's just it does have a good flow, and the songs all very mesh well together, but it is just a pop club album. But it does have a lot of common threads, and there's some stories behind some of the songs too, but it really And remember, also, this isn't but it does also have a lot of good Brat references too.
And to clarify, this isn't an indictment of how good the music is. That's one thing we're.
I was gonna say that too. It's it's we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And if we had to, we could probably all go through, and there's probably 4 or 5 of them that are all just 5s.
Yeah,
maybe
definitely.
At this point in 200,
I'm excited to find out what the 1s and 2s are going to be for us.
We know
that's what I'm excited to find.
4s and 5s are, and this, it's not a 5.
Yeah,
almost a 4.
Okay,
but it's
I won't spoil mine, but I would agree it's not for concept album. It's not a 5.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Dave? 3.5 from John.
3.5 from John.
All right. Hell yeah. Woo. All right. What about you, Dave? What you got?
For me, it's a solid 4.
Solid 4. All right.
Because I feel it's not a 5 because there's tracks that I love. They're not as connecting enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that fit the bill that are the Brat tracks, are a killer and are amazing. They feel like they take Charli back, and maybe that was her character, or like that
Yeah.
young clubber, like
Yeah.
and the songs that hit it have that feeling of like early 2000s. Like it actually, like the beats have a slightly different feel to them,
You
and
see,
I love it.
Yeah.
I almost gave it a 3.8 kind of thing because of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Man, I was going to go 4.1 almost, but I did a 4.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, so for me, I went with 4. I was also kind of on the border between 3.5 and 4 because, like, I think it's an amazing album. It's an amazing pop album, and it's got a cool narrative, like, within this. But I will say, kind of, what you were saying, Dave, a little bit is like it's the connections aren't perfect for a concept album. Like it's not like
It's like different
each song
timelines.
is
a little
exactly about the same thread or story. You know what I mean? It's not like a narrative.
bit.
Or
But I
anything
feel like when
that,
she's
but,
telling
like,
that story of like the younger days, like
Yeah.
those songs all fit. They all
yes,
feel the same.
yes,
Same beat,
Yeah.
not the same beat, like the same like feeling, emotion, tone.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
so I
It's
love
close.
those.
yeah. But not every single one. You
Well,
know what I mean?
it's like
It's like different stories. It's like going
Yeah.
forward in time and backward and telling
Yeah.
like a
Right.
slow story. But every time she looked back, I love that.
yeah.
well, it's again too. It's like we're sitting here having done almost 200 of these,
Mhm.
and still we sit here and reference like The Wall. The Wall's like
Right.
a 5.
Yeah,
The Wall's
yeah.
like a 6. You
I
know
was
what I
gonna say,
mean?
well,
Like
for me, like Operation Mindcrime is my 5, like one of
Yeah.
my 5 standards, because
absolutely.
it like as a concept album,
yeah.
it
all-
checks a lot of boxes.
It checks like all the
Yeah, yeah.
boxes kind
Mhm.
of thing, and
Yeah,
like
yeah. So,
But can I play with madness?
yeah, right,
Yes.
dude.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. That's a
that's
yeah.
a
That might
4.75, if not a 5.
right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like revisit that one again because like I feel like every time I've listened to that, I've just been like, fuck yeah, this rocks. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's a good indicator of how we feel about it. So we're about on average, we're about at 3.6, 3.75 if we average ourselves out here as far as how well did it stick the landing as a concept album. And we're at about 3.6, 3.75.
It stuck the landing. See,
I think it absolutely stuck the
There was a
landing.
foot.
There was some
But we have
wiggling,
to-
but
Yeah.
some jarring of the body, but we got there.
Yeah,
But
we
we
can't
got
start
there.
with. We
It
can't
ain't
start
no
with a
one.
5. We can't start with a
it
5.
ain't no
you know?
one like
Yeah.
when we did like the Taylor Swift album or something like that.
Well, yeah, there's some of them that are going to be like I mean, like I don't know. Rumors might be like not be a 5
Rumors
just
is a
because it's not necessarily.
I would-
they didn't set out for a concept.
No,
album,
no.
you know, but-
I would agree. I would give
Yeah.
it a 4 as a judgment of standards, but
yeah,
it's probably like a 3.5 ish.
Man, that Chris
But I'm
Gaines
giving it a
5.
4 because
Right,
it's my
right,
favorite.
right,
So
exactly. Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a half bump.
yeah. Chris Gainsley, that's that's going to be up there for sure.
God damn it, that's a 4. I'm not giving it any more.
I'm
than
not
a
giving it
4.
any more. Yeah,
I'll give it a 4.
I will
but I'm
never
not-
give that a 5.
I'm not giving that a
I think-
4.5.
For all my worst ones,
So
then it just
mad.
might be called a solid 2.
A solid 2. Right. Yeah. It's a solid number 2, if you know what I mean.
I'd give it a 3, but we covered the video. We did the whole thing.
Did the video bump it up?
It deserves a 4.
Yeah.
We did all the shit, and we had Trevor on for both.
All the leg
That's
work.
true. That's true.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm
We
better
did it.
having learned about it, but I accept it.
We are.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
We're better as a people having processed Chris Gaines. And with that, thank you all for listening to the Album Concept Hour.
It's a great
We're going to
time.
try to do these at the end of the episodes.
This is fun.
Try to map out the grading scale of a concept album as we go. So keep listening. We got 4 more episodes till we get to our 200, and we have a very special live stream we're going to do for our 200. So join us for that when it happens. It's going to be late August, early September, looking at the schedule. So
we're getting there.
be looking forward to that.
200, baby.
yeah, we're going to have a live stream, which we don't do it very often. We do that about once a year, but we're going to be doing it more. We're going to do it more. So look forward to that. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Album Concept Hour. The Album Concept Hour is Brad LeBaron, Dave Gallagher, and John Aker. Special thanks to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the theme music.
Join the discussion on our Discord, tweet to us at Album Concept Pod, or for everything else, go to linktree/Flyover State Park. See you on Side B. This is Flyover State Park. You are clear to land.